welcome back to part 2 of our flights from St. Martin to San Juan and on to Puerto Plata. Plane is powered up, passengers have started boarding for the trip on to Puerto Plata, and all we need to do is get our flight plan into the McDo, perf data entered in, and we'll be ready to go. Also, a quick shout out to the ATR for Dummies manual. That definitely helped us getting on over here to San Juan. I mean, a totally professional ATR pilot up here. Totally know what I'm doing. Nothing to worry about back there. Nothing at all. Alright, let's get the flight plan in, get ready to go. Alright, we're back in the cockpit of the ATR, getting ready to go here. We'll go on down here to the McDo, get our flight plan finished up here. We do have it entered in from SimBrief. Do need to enter our call sign though in. We are Silver Airways flight 126. We were 107 earlier, we're now 126. Come on into the flight plan page. Winds in San Juan are currently 020 at 10, so we'll go ahead and expect runway 10 again for departure. We'll go ahead and put runway 10 in. No SID out today, so we'll go ahead and just execute that. And then we'll come on down to the end here for our Puerto Plata arrival. Currently expecting the RNAV Yankee runway 8. We'll go ahead and put that in, no star. And that is all looking good there. We'll go ahead and put our VIA in. Xlumi is where we are going to be coming in from, and we are all looking good there. We can go ahead and execute that. And there we go. All our flight plan is entered in here and ready to go for us. So we got all that in. We'll go ahead and now get our perf information in. We'll come back to the menu. Go into the init tab here. Go into the perf init. We are expecting a cruise altitude of 20,000 again, so we'll go with flight level 200 again. Put that in there. Go into the rest of our perf page. Transition altitude 18,000 out of San Juan. That is correct, so we don't need to change anything there. Don't need to change anything on cruise. And for our approach, we're not going to change anything here right now. We are about an hour, over an hour out from Puerto Plata, so we don't need to enter anything here until we get a little closer. Official flight time is 1 hour and 16 minutes over to Puerto Plata, so a little bit longer than our first flight out from St. Martin. But should be still a fun one into the Dominican Republic. Alright, so the perf page is good. We can go back to the flight plan here. And while the baggage continues to load, we'll go ahead and get our departure briefing in. So let's go ahead and do that. Pretty simple departure out of San Juan today, since we are expecting 10 again. We're going to just come out on apron 2, down November through Lima. We'll head down Hotel all the way to Hotel 1, where we will take off on runway 10. Nice, smooth, and straightforward taxi and takeoff, unlike that drawing that I just did on the charts. After taking off on runway 10, we don't have a SID to follow, so we'll just head straight to our first waypoint, direct, and that will be it. We'll be on our way to Puerto Plata. And there's our departure briefing. Perf data is all entered in. And looks like we are ready to go here once baggage is done. Alright, as baggage loading continues, we're going to go ahead and get the plane into hotel mode. So we're going to go ahead and come on up here to the overhead panel, get the engine start to A and B. We'll go ahead and get the prop brake on. We'll go ahead and start the fuel for the right engine, and we'll start engine number 2. Come back down here. We should start getting rotation on N2. We are. Once we get to 10, good. We'll go ahead and put this to feather, and that will essentially get our APU fired up while we wait for baggage to finish. Okay, so baggage loading is completed. We are ready to go ahead and close the doors and head on out to Puerto Plata. By the way, we are a little bit higher than max takeoff weight right now, but we will burn a little bit of fuel off here as we taxi out, so we should be fine for takeoff. Come on over here, close the doors. Go ahead and while those are closing, get the seatbelt sign on, beacon light on. We can finish up our checklist down here before propeller rotation. Doors closed, seatbelt sign on, beacon light on, for propeller rotation checklist complete. And with that, we are ready to get the engines up and running. So we're going to go ahead and come on up, switch this to start A, we'll go ahead and run the pump. And we'll go ahead and start engine number 1. N1 rising above 10%. Let's go ahead and put it into feather. Starting engine number 1. Perfect, we've got 2 good engines up and running. We can go ahead and start working on the before taxi checklist. FWSs are recycled. We'll come on down here, prop brake. We can go ahead and take the prop brake off now. Get engine number 2 going. We'll also take this to the off position. And that will bring up engine number 2 rotation. Cockpit comm hatch closed. CLs 1 and 2 to auto. We'll go ahead and put those into auto right now. Get those powered up. Anti-icing as required. Just waiting for the engines to finish powering up here before we put the true to on. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the true to the on position. Go ahead and take 2 external powers off. Probes on. Go ahead and do our anti-skid test. Anti-skid test complete. While that's going on, we'll go ahead and get rid of the ground powers and the wheel chocks. Anti-skid test performed, flaps 15. And nose wheel steering is on, before taxi checklist complete. Alright, before we go any farther, we're going to go ahead and set this back over to surveillance. We'll get our TCAS on. I'm going to come down here and put my squawk code in. We'll do the same as last time, 2435. Put that in as active. Remember, we're offline, so we don't need an official squawk code. Put the TCAS to on. There we go, set to auto, perfect. Go back to the flight plan. Put this back to comm. Put this to nav. Get a little more distance out. That is all looking good there. Let's go ahead and get the autopilot set up here. We're going up to 20,000. There we go, 20,000 is in. Runway heading out is 101, so we'll go ahead and put that in as well. Probably should have gone the other way. We're going to speed this up here really quickly. 101 is in, perfect. We'll go ahead and get automatically control the speed. That is set. We'll go heading mode, nav mode, IAS for the speed. That is all looking good there. We'll do a final check on our taxi checklist. Taxi takeoff lights on, brakes checked. Autopilot is good. Takeoff config test. Get the lights on here really quickly. Do a quick takeoff config check. And takeoff config is okay. Perfect. Taxi checklist complete. All right. We are ready to go. Let's taxi on out to 10. Alright, coming out of apron 2, clear on the left side, clear on the right side. We'll make the right turn here onto November. And then after November, we'll go Lima to Hotel all the way to the end at runway 10. Alright, here's Hotel, so we're going to go ahead and make the right turn. Clear on the right side, clear on the left side. Turn here. We'll take this all the way down to 10. Alright, here comes 10. Let's go ahead and do our before takeoff checklist. Takeoff briefing has been performed. Gust lock is now off. Flight controls checked. TCAS is good, airflow good, cabin crew has been advised, engine bleeds as required, external lights, we'll be putting those on here in a second, and lateral FD and rudder cam good, before takeoff checklist complete. Perfect. We got no one on approach currently, so we're going to go ahead and get all our lights on. we are looking good for the departure. We'll go ahead and do a rolling takeoff out of here. Clear on the right side. Clear on the left side. 10 verified. Let's go ahead and throttle up. Stable. Let's go. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, we'll start making that left turn now. Head back towards our waypoint. Everything else is looking good. Right through 2000, let's go to climb power. Looking good on the climb, let's go flaps up. Go ahead and go yaw damper, autopilot coming on. Alright, autopilot on, let's go ahead and go with our after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up, flaps are 0, power management to climb, engine bleeds are on, taxi and takeoff lights, we'll take those off at 10,000, and altimeters are set and checked. After takeoff checklist complete. We're through 10,000. Let the crew know. All lights can come off. We're looking good on the overhead. We'll continue up to 18,000. Okay, we're through 18,000. We can go ahead and go standard barrel. That alert indicates that we are 1,000 feet from our cruising altitude of flight level 200. There we are, 20,000. We can go ahead and put the power management to cruise. We'll go ahead and get the seatbelt sign off. And there we go. No turbulence expected en route. No jet stream. We do have a bit of a headwind on us right now, about a 23 knot headwind. But that should be fine. And we'll see when we get close to top of descent for Puerto Plata. Alright, top of descent should be coming up here in a little bit here. We've got about 10 minutes till top of descent, so we'll go ahead and get some perf information into the McDo, and then we'll also get our approach briefing done. So let's go ahead and get that perf data in first. We'll go ahead and come down here to the McDo, go on into the perf page, and into the approach information. Winds currently into Puerto Plata are 030 at 08. No gusting, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. Our altimeter into Puerto Plata is QNH of 1017, so we're going to actually have to switch this back again over to hectopascals for the approach. And we'll go ahead and put in 1017 for the QNH. Transition altitude is going to be 17,000, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. Otherwise, everything else is looking good for our approach procedure in. So with that, we'll go ahead and do our approach briefing into Puerto Plata. We're going to be coming in on the RNAV Yankee runway 8, and basically how we're going to do this is we're just going to follow this track in, descend slowly but surely, make a left turn, sort of loop back around and come into runway 8. We'll be descending on this track, and I'll probably be taking the autopilot off right about at this waypoint here. Minimums is 420, and the go-around altitude is going to be 4,000, flying on straight heading of 084 out to the hold position if necessary. Hopefully we don't have to do that. And then it's a pretty small airport in Puerto Plata, 10,000 feet of runway, but we're going to be coming in here and probably going to be exiting at Alpha straight into the gates, and we'll be parking at Alpha 5 today is what we have scheduled for our arrival. And that's basically it. Top of descent's coming up here shortly, so we're going to go ahead and put in our altitude. Get that ready to go here for our descent. Bring it on down to about 400 for the descent. Go ahead and get our seatbelt sign on. And we should be descending here shortly down into Puerto Plata. And there's top of descent, so we'll go ahead and put VNAV on. And we should be descending here in a few seconds. There we go. Down to Puerto Plata we go. We'll go ahead and bring the power back here. Watch our speed as we start our descent. Leave the power there. We'll go ahead and start our descent checklist here. FWSs are recycled. Landing elevation check. Nav and perf data set check. We'll get our decision height in, which was going to be 420. There's 420 in there. There's our decision height. We can go ahead and check that. And our arrival briefing is complete. Descent checklist is complete. We'll go on to the approach checklist, and we'll do that at around 10,000. We're also through 17,000, so we can go ahead and put the QNH in. 1017. There we go. Okay, coming up on 10,000. Also about to start going through the clouds here. According to the weather, it says overcast at 7,000, broken clouds at 1,700, so we should still be good to get into the airport. But we are officially through 10,000 now. We'll go ahead and let the crew know we are through. Start getting all our lights back on. There we go. Lights are on. And into the clouds we go. We'll continue descending down into Puerto Plata. Alright, we're officially into the clouds now. Let's go ahead and complete the approach checklist. Come on down here. Approach, seatbelt sign is on, landing lights are on, altimeter set and checked, cabin altitude is checked. Approach procedure completed. We'll go ahead and get the before landing checklist up and ready to go. Alright, speed's looking good on the descent. We can go ahead and go flaps 15. And speed is coming back nicely. And see to our left-hand side here, there's the Dominican Republic. We're coming in over the water right now. We'll be basically looping back, and somewhere over there is the airport. Can't see it, but somewhere over there's the airport. I'll go ahead and bring the power back up. We're coming up to our speed of 140. Bring this back to takeoff mode in preparation for landing. Let's go ahead and go flaps 25. And let's go ahead and drop the gear. We're going to start our landing checklist here. Cabin crew have been advised. Landing gear is on its way down right now. There's the airport off to our left-hand side over there. Got one green. 3 greens, landing gear down, flaps. Let's go ahead and put it in now. There we go, flaps 35. Power management to takeoff. Bring the power back up a little bit to watch our speed. Low speed, check. Icing as required. External lights are on. Before landing checklist is complete. Everything's looking good here. We should start making that turn now. Perfect. Slowly starting to make that turn towards the airport. And again, airport's right there. Once we get a little bit farther on the turn, I'll go ahead and take control. Beautiful views on the approach. My first time flying into the Dominican Republic. There's 1,000 feet alert for the minimums. We'll take control well before that, though. Bring the speed back up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and take control of the aircraft now, since I've got a good visual of the runway. My aircraft. Currently 4 whites. Definitely want to get it lower. Bring the power back as well. Alright, there's 1 red.
Approaching decision height, 500.
Go ahead and put the power back in a little bit. And watch these trees
Decision
here.
height.
Continue. Go, looking good.
$200.
Watch these trees to get through here.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And we're down. I get the nose down. Perfect. Not going to use reverse thrust on this one since we need a pretty good chunk of the runway here. And manual braking. Perfect. We'll go ahead and take the turn off here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Puerto Plata. Alright, clear of the runway. Let's go ahead and get a little more power here on the throttles. Flight directors can come off. Go ahead and get our lights off. All looking good there. Go ahead and take back the power to our after landing checklist. Radar standby, flight controls locked, flaps all back up. Trim is reset. Landing strobe lights are off, anti-icing's good. Probe heating, we'll turn that off in a second and also get the true off. Pay no attention to my crappy steering, I'm trying to read a checklist here. Probe heating off, true off. Can actually get both those off now. And true off as well. And here shortly we can go ahead and put the left engine into feather mode. Alright, we're going to be looking for gate 5. I'm going to go ahead and take the power back. Alright, there's Alpha 6. Alpha 5's off to the left. Let's go ahead and get the taxi light off. We're going to have to come in at a bit of a weird angle here. We'll go ahead and start making the turn for Alpha 5. Here it is. Cool. all the way around here. There's our marshaller. Just keep spinning it around here. Actually, could probably line up with the main line now. Keep bringing it on in. Bring it in. Let's get the gust lock off. Slow down a little bit here. Slow down a lot. Don't stop, slow down. And there we go. Alright. Parking brake is set. I'm going to put this one down into feather. And we're going to go ahead and quickly connect the ground powers and the wheel chocks. And then we can go ahead and take both of these down to feather. We'll go ahead and connect the ground powers. And we will go ahead and shut down both engines. Seatbelt sign off. Alright, parking brake, engage, taxi and takeoff lights off. Good, we'll get the beacon light off now. We'll go ahead and get our transponder as well to standby. Perfect. And the seatbelt sign is off. And there we go. We have made it to Puerto Plata. And here we are. After departing from San Juan, we have officially made it to Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Thank you all so much for watching part 2 of this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content in the future. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. And I'll see you all in the next one.